Okay, day after the I get discharged, and this is the day after DCF already came through. This is Friday. No, sorry, Thursday. I have my appointment with my neurologist. The neurologist that I'm finally seeing, which is the right neurologist, is this one. This is why I was holding onto this card. It's Neuroscience Institute. They deal with specifically, exclusively issues with motion disorders. I think it's Parkinson's, um, and this doctor came to me, and of course I was having my tics going off. I went to the wrong office. That made my tics go off even worse. When I finally went to the right office, my doctor saw me. His name is Dr. Davi. Dr. Davi is an experienced board certified neurologist that specializes with Parkinson's disease and movement disorders. He took one look at me, and I swear to God to you, he asked me, okay, I see you're here today. What would you like me to do for you? And I said, can you tell me, can you please tell me, I don't know why it gets like this. Yeah, would you come on? Can you please tell me what this is? What's wrong with me? I don't know what's wrong with me. Nobody's giving me a 100% diagnosis of what's wrong with me. I want a diagnosis of what's wrong with me, and if you have medication that you can give me to help me out, I would appreciate it. And he, first 5 minutes, this sorry, this board certified doctor goes ahead and tells me, you have Tourette's. Hands down, you have Tourette's. He asked me some questions about my past, my childhood, my education, what I've been dealing with, stressors and all that. He literally did like a quick, almost 5 to 10 minute rundown of everything that I did. I did a quick summary of how I've had difficulty my whole life since I was really little, and constantly being punished for just being me. So he told me, sweetheart, he goes, you have had Tourette's your whole life. And I'm really sorry that you had to go through this for 39 years with nobody telling you what it was or even giving you medication to help you. He goes, did you see anybody before me? And I said, yes, I saw a neurologist. And he told me, he told me it was in my head and I needed to see a psychiatrist. And then when he saw me having my attacks in front of him because I was very upset, he recommended me to you. And he said, wow. He goes, that's really messed up because every neurologist, wow, actually knows about Tourette's and this disorder. So it's just shameful that he, played with your insurance like that. If he wasn't, actually gonna help you. So basically, I'm gonna give you some medication, and and um, and and this is gonna take 4 months to kick in before you will actually see any difference in your situation. And on top of that, you will still have days where it will be up and down, days where you have great days and days where you have shitty days. And I was like, well, that's already happening now, and I'm taking marijuana, so it's like, maybe if this is like marijuana and I'm taking marijuana, maybe it's together, they will stop it completely, because I'm already going through those up and down and days where it's controlled and other days, when it's not. So this is what I got prescribed. It's risperidone, 0.25 milligrams. Risperidone. I looked it up, and it says that it's for schizophrenic patients, also bipolar patients, patients who have movement disorders, and also it has been recently known to treat very well patients who have Tourette's. So I am glad to say that I finally have a diagnosis of Tourette's, and it's official. And my doctor's Dr. DeVee, and he works for Palm Beach Neuroscience Institute. But it took fucking forever to get a diagnosis. It wasn't easy. I am 39 years old, and it literally took 39 years to get a proper diagnosis for me. I have Tourette's. And I'm fucking happy. You can't tell right now that I'm fucking happy. It just took so freaking long. It took so fucking long. I have been struggling my whole life trying to figure out what's wrong with me. And it took so long for me to finally get a diagnosis. To find out that I have Tourette's my whole life. And that's why I've been so weird. And why people don't understand me. And why I have problems with my relationships. And even with work. It's been so difficult. I'm sorry. Ugh. This is just really emotional for me because it's just so long in the process of trying to figure out. My mom tried so hard during my youth because I was so problematic for her. I was so problematic for her because of school, because of her getting pulled out of work because of me all the time. She tried so hard to reach out to people, to psychiatrists, to everybody that she could think of, but she never thought, let me go see a neurologist. Let me go see if maybe it's a neurological thing, because everything else seemed totally normal with me. It was just things that I said that were like stupid, or things that I did that just didn't make sense to them. You know, she didn't think, oh, that could be a neurological thing. You don't know about that shit because you're not educated in that stuff. So she did the best that she could, and she tried so freaking hard. And it's like, out of all these professionals, they all failed both of us. They failed her because she was looking for help from me. They failed me because they never diagnosed me with the right thing. So now I could proudly say, and when I make my videos, you can even look it up, I'm gonna include the word Tourette's because now I know that I have it. I know it's wrong with me now. And I can put a name to it. Not just, oh, I have a tic disorder, I'm sorry, and people don't know what the fuck that is, and they think it's a bug and shit that crawls on you and bites you from fucking deers and stuff. You know, I'm just so happy that I'm so pissed and happy and pissed at the same time. I'm fucking pissed. Oh, fuck. I'm upset. I'm upset. I'm upset. I'm upset because it just took so long, and I've been struggling all my life. I've been struggling for so long, and it's so nice to just know that I have something that I can tell people what it is, and they can just treat me accordingly. I have been mistreated by physicians, I've been mistreated by healthcare staff, I've been mistreated by EMTs. People always think, oh, this girl's on drugs, oh, she's a drug addict, and this must be the reason why she's acting crazy. And it's like, I'm having attacks. I have a tic disorder. I don't know what it's called, but now I know what it's called. It's called Tourette's. I have it. And that's what my disorder is. I have Tourette's. And I'm glad to say that I finally saw somebody who can help me and who can give me a name for it. So, thank you, Dr. David. I really appreciate your help. And the medication, I really hope that it does work, but unfortunately it's going to take 4 months, which I wasted practically 4 months with that other doctor. I could have been taking medicine this whole time to help me. So let's see how it goes. I'm going to continue videotaping to monitor how this medication helps me and how it changes anything in me. I already took my 2 tablets last night, and I took 2 tablets today. It's only twice a day. Once in the morning and once in the evening. You take 2 tablets each time. So that's what I'm doing. I really Oh, I'm just so tired, and I'm really happy that I finally have a diagnosis. So from now on, I'm gonna be posting on my videos Tourette's as well as tics and tic attacks if they're popping up. But but um, I might look up some things to do for Tourette's, like um, challenges, maybe, and probably post those to see how they work with my Tourette's. Because mine's is, it's different than everybody else's. Because everybody's unique. Everybody's unique. And you can't compare one person to the other. Because everybody has their own shit. Sorry. So, I wanted to thank you for joining me in my crazy ass journey of self discovery and of, well, um, getting an actual diagnosis. Um, yeah, I did get burned on the top of my head just a little bit. It wasn't that bad. Everything else is more like bruises that the hospital did to me. Bruise. they, and then some, some like that's not from the fire. That's from my IV. Like that's fire. That was from the fire. And they tried drawing my blood in many different areas. I got bruises in both areas. My arms hurt so bad because of it. But at least everybody's okay. I'm okay. We're trying to rebuild the house. We are getting some help from the caregiving youth program, as well as my son works for Home Depot, and they're going to try to work together with the caregiving youth program to try to see if they can help repair my house. Um, and I wanted to just say thank you to them as well, for anything and everything that they can assist us with. Thank you. Wow. I'm sorry this got so emotional so quick, but it's been a pretty emotional an emotional week. So, um, thanks for everybody wow who gave me warm thoughts and wishes during this terrible time. I really do appreciate all of you who are looking in and going through this experience and sharing it with me. Thank you so much for all the kind wishes, and and um, and I am also very grateful to God that I just feel like a lot of this is God, believe it or not, working in very mysterious ways, because the DCF worker is doing a full investigation of why a family of 6 with disabled children and only one kid attending work because he can't afford clothing and food for himself because he has a huge appetite. Why are we being denied food stamps for a family of 6 and we live the way that we do? We tell them we do the best that we can. We tell them all honesty, everything. We don't lie. And we're very truthful on all of our forms. They just took my son as working as, oh, that's an extra income for your whole household. And it's like, no, he wants to go to college, but the way things are, he can't even afford it, because now we don't even have food stamps anymore. They took over $1,000 away of food stamps because my son's social security number got activated in the system as a working number. So once that happened, they stripped all the food away from us. We haven't had it for over a year now, um, a year and a half, almost. So the only money that we've been receiving for food is the one that the president has been providing, and that's mostly because I have at-home students. They don't get free lunch from school because they stay home and do their schooling on the computer at home. because of COVID. My youngest son has a heart condition, and he, well, has a note from his doctor stipulating that it's very dangerous for him to go to school and expose himself because, well, he has a heart condition and he also has a cyst in his brain. And we don't know how he would react to that. And the vaccines are well, the vaccines are making you write a waiver to say that if your kid has an allergic reaction or a bad reaction to the vaccine and he dies, you cannot sue us or the company who made it. So I'm not giving my son that vaccine. Um, that's it. But yeah, that I just wanted to state what's happening. But this is why things have been so difficult for me. And now DCF is trying to convince me to send my son off to school. If he gets put in a school with kids that have other special needs like tubes and feeding tubes and breathing tubes in them, and they have machines to keep them alive, my son, wow, he's gonna find it completely interesting to disconnect their tubes from their life source, and he will find it awesome to hear them slurring and twitching, and he'll think it's funny because he has sensory issues, so he thinks those things are hilarious. He thinks that beeping sounds, he doesn't like them, so he'll shut them off. And this is what they don't realize. He's extremely dangerous to himself and to others. Unless they have a 365-degree enclosure to keep him safe and keep others safe from him, he will not do well there. And then on top of that, they tell you not to keep him around other people who are not wearing masks. I told the DCF worker to please wear a mask and please, wash your hands if you're going to be touching my kid. And I had a complete attack outside. They told me to stay outside while they walked inside and my husband walked them through my house. DCF, first thing lady did was, oh, what a cute kid. She put her dirty hands, as she didn't wash her hands, and my husband told me she came into my house, did not wash her hands, put her hands after coming in, probably opening the door at the office, talking to the person, coming back into her car, touching her door handle. I don't know if she washed her hands before or after she went to the bathroom, if she ate something, if she touched something, if she went to a building to come in and out of places. Like, there's so many germs in everything you touch. Do you not understand? This lady touched my son's face with her bare hands, and he had no mask on. She touched his arms, his face, his body, and it was like, this is exactly why I don't want my kid going into public places or going into... My son, first thing he did, he gave her a big ass hug because he's super affectionate and he's very loving. Okay? But he's also absolutely adorable. So anybody who gets in contact with him, the first thing they want to do is give him hugs and kisses and touch his face and say how cute he is. And this is exactly how COVID gets spread. This is how my kid can get sick, and this is how he can die. And DCF lady tells my husband, I have 2 children. They're perfectly fine, and they didn't stay in school until 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I was like, wow, 5 o'clock in the afternoon? That sounds like you have your children in an after-school program because you can't pick them up on time after school. Okay, are your children sensory issued? Do they have Down syndrome? Do they have ADHD? Do they have Tourette's? Do your kids have issues with sensitivity to sound, light, and smell? No, right? You cannot put your kid in the same category as my child. Every child is different, and every child needs a different scenario and a different type of method of helping them. Okay? You cannot put your kid who is completely normal, who's going in after school programs, playing baseball, football, and all that stuff, and you don't give a shit if they get sick or not. Okay? You cannot put them in the same category as my child who has a heart condition, had open heart surgery at 3 years old, and who also has a cyst in his brain that we don't know how that virus will react to that cyst in his brain. Do you understand me? This can put him into an overload. It could kill him. It could send him straight to the fucking hospital. And if you're willing to go ahead and juggle my son's health like that, then go ahead, put him in there. I guarantee you within the first week, they're going to fucking kick him out because of the fact that, one, he is so hyperactive, he is going to tear that whole goddamn place apart as soon as he gets comfortable. And it will literally take him only a couple of hours to feel real comfortable. Trust me. Nobody understands unless they've actually dealt with him. My mother even told me, oh, I'll take him. He's no problem. Really? Okay, go for it. Take him back. No. I was wrong. You were right. Yeah, you definitely need a place to keep him safe. Come on. The only reason he even did what he did was because he wasn't locked up inside of his bed. Because his sister, instead of watching him and putting him in his bed because she wanted to go back to her room to go draw or use her, new drawing sketch pad that she got from her birthday, because that's what I'm presuming that's what she was probably doing, because she said she was in her room sitting at her desk, and then she smelled smoke and then went out of her room. That was her side of the story, and then she just saw fire and started screaming and got stuck, frozen. Okay, so if that was what was happening, it's like she had to do is put him in bed for 2 seconds, lock him up if she didn't want to watch him. He would have stayed safe. She could have had the TV on for him. He would have been watching TV. Everything would have been completely fine. But I'm not trying to point fingers. Either way you look at it, this kid went out of his way to go get something that obviously I didn't have it high enough to fucking keep it out of the way. And I'm always going to fucking blame myself for this shit, because I'm not going to blame my children for what the fuck happened. Okay? I'm not. If I have to say it is my fault that my fucking kid jumped up high, climbed up some shit to get something that I usually keep out of the fucking way, yes, it's my fault. Fucking lock me up, put me to fucking jail. It's my goddamn fault. Because I'm going to keep blaming myself for this shit over and over and over again. Because no matter how I keep replaying it in my head, it's like, unless I would have physically put him in his bed and locked him up my fucking self, if it wasn't for the fact that I had to go to the fucking bathroom and pee so freaking bad, I should have just asked my daughter, hey, before I go to the bathroom, is he okay? What's he doing? If I would have said something, done something extra, none of this shit would be happening right now. I don't know. I don't know. Jesus. Sorry once again, bringing down the freaking mood. This was supposed to be a good video about me getting my diagnosis, and I just still feel like shit about everything that happened. There's one positive thing. The caseworker did say that I need a case manager, a social worker, somebody to help me get all the help that I can get, somebody who can stay on top of my health. I've been on top of everybody else's health, and nobody has been helping me out to find doctors. I've been doing everything by myself. So that's one positive thing I could say out of this. The social worker is going to get me a case manager for myself to help me to try to work with my insurance. I told her I have straight Medicaid. I've been in and out of hospitals. I have been trying to do the best that I can here at home, and it's like, my son has special needs, and he even has a special bed, but we don't like to keep him locked up. He shouldn't be locked up, He should be able to run around, be free, happy, get his exercise, stretch his legs, Go outside, get some fresh air, get some sun. We do that with him. We take him out with the dogs. He goes outside, he gets excited, he plays with them, he goes inside the house. He runs around. We have blocks. We have sensory swings. We have sensory, balls that you sit on. He has sensory sheets, which are now fucking gone. But, we had so many things for him, implemented for him, just to keep him stimulated, just to help him, because he's like constantly looking for shit to do, And we have been having trouble with our furniture. Couch is falling apart, and we moved some stuff out of the way, so his sensory swing has been put away for a moment. And it's like, maybe if that would have been out, maybe he would have kept himself entertained with that, rather than trying to grab chairs and climb shelves and knock shit down to get to something super freaking dangerous just because he saw that it was shiny. I don't know. This is just giving me a headache thinking about it. I'm gonna cut this video. It's just I'm depressing myself just thinking about everything. But thank you once again for sticking around and hear me rant and ramble. I
Wow.
If anybody has any suggestions of videos of fun things for me to do as Tourette challenges, I'm always open to hear anybody's comments. I love receiving the messages, um, and I will always answer them back as soon as possible. So I hope everybody's having a better day than I am, and being super blessed, hopefully, with none of the shit that went down in my home. I always wish good and hopeful thoughts for everybody out there. Um, God bless you all, especially during this holiday season. I hope everybody is being very blessed and spending as much time with their family as possible. Stay safe out there, everyone. Please continue wearing your masks. It's not a sheep thing. It's a health thing. Um, COVID is very much out there, and just keep safe. I just want to make sure that everybody's safe always. Um, yeah, that's it. I hope everybody's just having a great day. Take it easy, and I guess until the next video. Bye.